Hello, everyone. Welcome to what some say is probably our best work all year, which is our NFL draft preview. Big Rat 310 back here again, returning to YouTube for the first time in months with my two compadres.
Did he really just say compadre?
Yeah.
This fool.
Compadre.
Compadres, amigos.
You see, it wouldn't be an episode of YouTube Take if there weren't two people mocking my introduction.
That's true.
I just haven't heard that in like years, man. Like my grandma used to say.
Right. There's Nightmare Baller 1 and Nightmare 10. Nightmare 88 on
Once again.
Skype. Nightmare 26 on Xbox.
I don't have Xbox anymore. It's Nightmare 10 throughout the board now.
But yeah, I think people really like this thing we did. People really liked our draft video last year. I think partly is because, and Markeem, you know this very well, most people don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the draft. And
I won't go that far. I don't want to be a jerk. I'll just say that most people don't watch as much college football as I consume. So, I say that.
And I think people like this because it's their way to get educated on, certain aspects of these players from the college game.
And this is just my opinion. My opinion isn't gospel. Even though last year I think I was pretty dead on with a lot of these dudes. So.
Yeah,
it's my own horn, but I'll toot it for a second.
It's a damn shame we couldn't have Honor Hammer on the show with us, Eric, our friend.
I kind of need him, so.
Hey, man, there's a lot of University of Miami talent. I have a lot to say about a lot of these guys. So, you're
curious about some of these small dude from South Alabama.
Oh yeah.
His name Bridge and
what's his name? What's the running back? The running back for the Browns. Terrence West. Yeah, Eric gave us
and I think for the most part, Eric was on the money.
Yes.
He was promising last year. He'd be something.
Eric, for those of you who didn't watch last year's show, Eric, formerly Honor Hammer 26 on YouTube, and now engaging in the sports journalist world, he went to Towson, and last year he told us all about how great Terrence West was, and his pluses, his minuses, how he thinks he could translate. And in Terrence West's first ever NFL game in Week 1 against the Steelers, he rushed for 100 yards. So, Eric had a point. So the point is he's a smart guy. And shame he can't be here with us, but I'm sure he's watching in spirit, joyfully enjoying the episode. But yeah, before we get into our set mock draft, we're going to do a mock draft, doing the entire first round. We're each going to give our predictions. We did this last year as well. And before we do that, we'll have some commentary on the general positions at each position, like the top three. As Markeem put it, we'll talk about the people that are worth talking about and not about the people that are not worth talking about. So that's clear. This is the portion of the episode where myself and Phil kind of just sit back and, observe, nod silently, agree, yes, no. If we have occasional thing to say, we'll butt in. But we know our place. No worries, Markeem. But yeah,
we're gonna talk about the obvious thing first.
Yes. Get to those damn quarterbacks. So very clearly, we'll just group them in together because they're clearly a tier above the rest. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, both the two Heisman Trophy winners the past 2 years. Just discuss pluses and minuses on the field, translation to the NFL, and who you would pick of the two. So go for it.
All right. I think both of them are not ready. I'm gonna be honest. Anybody I feel bad because the Bucs gonna have to throw in Jameis right from the jump because he's gonna be the number one pick. Spoiler, gonna be the number one pick. And I feel bad for them because I just don't think he's ready, man. He showed last year that without that wall of an offensive line he had the year before, that when it comes to him making quick decisions, sometimes he panics, man. There are times when he's just out of control. I can't really explain it. He doesn't there are times where he's throwing off his back foot, throwing across his body, not looking in the direction he's throwing, putting the ball in just awful places. He did that he did that for a while where he had a bad habit of just throwing the ball in the vicinity of his receiver, not where only his receiver can get it. And you can't really get away with that in the NFL unless you just have elite unless you're like Jay Cutler with the Bears a couple years ago or some shit like you can't really get away with that. You have to put it where only your receiver can get it. And there are times when Jameis just didn't do that, man. like sometimes he scares me. They're like it's like sometimes like when he's locked in though, he gets in a rhythm unlike any college quarterback, and this including my boy Andrew Luck that I've ever seen. Like he can. Like, I remember, what was that, the Syracuse game a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
He was hitting dudes. I think he had like 22 consecutive dudes in a row. And, like, he had like 400 yards and like 3 quarters and shit. Like, he was on a roll, man. And, you know, like, if that guy, I think he's a confidence guy. You know, if he has it going, he really has it going. That's what people said, like, you know, when he used to dig them in holes before, he pulled them out of it because of the rhythm he would get in. And I don't know if I don't know if you can do that in the NFL. Like, I don't know if you can just be completely erratic for, you know, a large chunk of the game and dialed in for the rest. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. He's definitely more good than bad. I just think it's a mental thing with him. I think he's just going to have to adjust to the league because I think in terms of having the skills, he got it all, man. He's athletic. You know, he has the strongest arm in the draft, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's a leader. Regardless of all this off-the-field shit people like to talk about, his teammates loved him. You know he loved his teammates. You know when he was on the field, he fucking brought it. You know that. Like, you know, that much is known. Like, regardless of him stealing crab legs and you know, and getting on the table, fucking right in the pussy, all that stuff. Regardless of all that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, regardless of all that, he is, in terms of on the field, there is no other person in this draft that's the leader that, except maybe one person, I get to him. That's the leader that Jameis Winston is. Now, Marcus Mariota, on the other hand, he has potential to be the best QB in the league.
Wow.
He just does not. I'm serious. He just does not need to start right now because coming from a spread offense like Oregon, you know what I mean, being pretty much like an extension of your coach on the field. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a system guy at all. But I do think he was a product of the system, if that makes any sense. Like he's a dude that is the physical embodiment of the Oregon system. You know what I mean? Like a perfect Oregon quarterback can do everything he can do. You know what I mean? But I think he could have went anywhere and been a great player. I hate when people say, "Oh, he's a system guy." Mariota was 2 interceptions. You're not a system guy. I'm sorry. Like, you just. Like you know what I'm saying? You can play. You throw only 2 interceptions, you can fucking play. You know what I mean? You know, how you win the Heisman Trophy, you can play to an extent. You know what I mean? But you know, it's just that spread offense worries me because in the NFL, you got to take snaps under center. You have to win. You have to. You know what I mean? You got to. You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on your legs the way he did sometimes. You know what I mean? He made a lot of throws without pop on them. Mm-hmm. Like he threw like a lot of passes that needed muscle, and you know a lot of floaters that in the NFL are interceptions. You know what I mean? He has problems. You know what I mean? He has problems. He doesn't see the entire field sometimes. Jameis doesn't either too, but he doesn't see the entire field sometimes. Like he has real issues that I think he can. I think honestly, I know this won't happen, but I know the rumors going around that, you know, Phillip Rivers for the number 2 draft pick to Tennessee and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think if there was a way, it's no way to do it, but I think if there was a way for the Titans to be able to get a guy like Phil Rivers and have Mariota learn behind him, won't happen. But there was a way, you know what I'm saying? If there was a way for them to get a veteran dude that's going to play for them right now and then have Mariota learn behind him, bro, that'd be perfect. Like, he needs to sit behind someone that knows what they're doing. I really think that. If he does, like, he could be Aaron Rodgers. I'm dead ass. Like, he could be that guy. It's just, I don't think he'll ever get that chance, to be honest. I think he'll be more like Colin Kaepernick, to be honest with you. Like, he'll never be, and I think Colin Kaepernick is what he is. I think he's this. And I think Marcus Mariota might just be like that. He might just be Colin Kaepernick, except like more accurate, maybe. To be honest with you, and it's a shame because he has that potential is there. It's fucking there. All of it's there. He can do everything you need to, just not at the level that you need to for the league. He could be something. He's just not there yet, and it makes me sad because he's gonna have to start. He's gonna have to start game 1. I see it coming.
I think both will.
And he's gonna struggle, and everybody's gonna get on Twitter, social media, and call him, oh, he's a joke. Oh, he sucks. Blah blah blah. And it's kind of sad because that means y'all really did not see this dude play. You know what I mean? Because this is a bad dude. He's just not ready for what's coming. He's not, and it's sad.
Yeah, no, I think I do think whoever takes him, because like if the Titans don't take him, then it's going to be a team that is going to trade for him to start. Like you said, San Diego is not moving to the number 2 overall pick and also having Phillip Rivers in their roster. So we shall see. But I think, would you say then ceiling Aaron Rodgers, floor Colin Kaepernick?
Floor.
Or would you give the floor even lower?
I don't know.
Worst case.
Who's a terrible running quarterback? Who's a terrible one?
Like in terms of their ability to run, or
no, I'm saying in terms of their ability to play quarterback in general.
Terrell
Who's
Pryor?
Terrible.
Vince Young?
Terrell Pryor. There we go. Terrell Pryor is better. Terrell Pryor is like Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, you go. Jamarcus Russell is the floor.
Damn, that's a pretty low floor.
That's pretty low.
I'm just telling it like it is, man. Like he could be all time terrible. I just think he needs a really good training camp this offseason. And a guy, not even a guy that it don't even have to be a starter, just a dude that's a veteran that started in the league before on the roster. Like, he needs to learn. He's not ready. He's not, and I'm getting kind of emotional because he's so not ready. He's not ready. I feel so bad for him because he is not ready at all. Like, he's more not, like, Winston's more ready than him, but I still don't think he's all the way there. But Mariota is completely not ready for what's about to happen to him. He's not.
It's all because of the speed of his system that he grew up with, is what you're saying.
Exactly, yeah. He didn't have to make NFL decisions because it was pretty much laid out for him exactly what to do. I'm not saying, I don't want to say he's a system guy because that's like saying he wouldn't have been good anywhere else, and that's not true. But he's a product of the Oregon system.
There you have it, folks. On this show, arguably the worst quarterback of the past 10 years is his floor, and the best quarterback of the past 10 years is his ceiling.
He could be amazing. Jameis Winston, his y'all want to know his ceiling? His ceiling is Andrew Luck. Like, real shit. That's his ceiling. And I don't know about his floor, but he could be amazing too.
Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich was really good for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I've just seen people compare him to Byron Leftwich a lot.
Well, yeah, that is a good comparison, though. They are similar.
Mark, do you think that if Mariota goes to the Eagles, if that improves his chances because of Chip Kelly and all that?
Yeah, ideally that's where you'd want him if he has to start immediately. Ideally, yeah.
Right. All right. Before we move on to the other positions, there's a large amalgamation of quarterbacks after these two. Some say it's Garrett Grayson, some say it's Bryce Petty, some say it's Brett Hundley.
Maybe.
Just your thoughts on the quarterback class in general. We don't have to go one by one, but it is a coveted position. One of those guys I just mentioned is almost certainly going to be reached for by a quarterback needy team, maybe even in the second round. There's even some rumors that maybe even like a Teddy Bridgewater situation at the very end of a first round. So just that group, or another name you want to throw out there, if you have any opinions in terms of how do you think they are respectively, just like lightning round, just go with whatever you want.
All right, I hate to be an asshole because I like Garrett Grayson. I think in terms of intangibles, he's the best in the draft. Like, I've seen this dude, like, get destroyed in a game. What was that game they were playing? Who was that? I want to say it wasn't BYU. Who was that? It was playing where he got sacked 6 times and threw for 350 yards. So think about how many times he was hit. Like, in terms of like, know-how and want to, nobody's better in this draft than that dude. But I don't think that he is an NFL starting QB. Like, he has a big arm, but not an accurate deep ball. You know what I mean? He has, he doesn't do the best job of like reading routes. You know what I mean? Sometimes he throws the ball where the receiver was instead of where they will be. I mean, he has a really bad habit of that. And I just don't think he's an NFL starting QB. He's a dude you want on your team, but if he's like your starter, bank the franchise on, no, like he's not that guy. I really like Bryce Petty, I do, but he's another dude that I think maybe he could be a solid starter one day, but the speed of the NFL is going to destroy that boy. It's going to destroy that. It's going to. Bryce Petty has the best deep ball in the draft. And, Brett Hundley, I have no idea. I just don't know. I'm going to be real with you. I just don't know. Like, I've seen it at times, but I just don't know because he never played in a situation where he actually got to play. You know what I mean? Like, the offensive line didn't block for him. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't mean that he was bad against the rush. No, I don't mean that at all. I mean he didn't get a chance to play. That's what I mean. I don't know how good he is. I don't. He could be amazing. Like I don't know. We'll find out. Sean Mannion would be among the upper echelon of these dudes, but he has the slowest release I have ever seen in the history of life.
Wow.
His release is slow. Like it is. Byron Leftwich is a good. Like I don't want to compare him to him because they're not the same player. But man, like yeah. And he does not move at all. He is Tom Brady with a slow release, bro. He has dope follow through, good mechanics, but and he has a gun. Like he has an arm, but that release, man, in addition to being slow, my God. my God. And sometimes he's scared to get hit. And in the NFL, you're gonna get hit. I'm sorry.
Two candidates that I've heard get like a lot of like sexy talk in terms of like having this like really cool intangible ability that having this advantage over everyone else in the class, even if they're not like high round draft picks. The two names I hear a lot are Brandon Bridge and Brian Bennett. I don't know if you've seen either of them or have any thoughts on either of them, but anything to say?
This is why I need Eric.
Yeah.
That's why I need Eric.
Fair.
Never seen either one. Why I need Eric.
Cool. I've never seen either. I just I've heard their names get thrown around for a bit. All right, so I think we can kill it with the quarterback position. We'll move on.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The top two have potential to be Hall of Famers. The rest of this draft, I don't fucking know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Well,
all right, what are we doing next?
That's what gets us into what some say is we're going to get into, we'll go running backs first. I've heard some say the running backs are the best positions in this class. I've heard others say that it's receiver.
That's a good question.
Running
backs
have been getting a lot of love. I'm just gonna we can do 5 for this one since there's a good amount of talent at the position. But
I'll bring up whoever I think worth talking about.
Okay. I was gonna ask you first and foremost the 2 top backs in this class. Both are projected first rounders, actually. Both, not just one. The sense is that a running back will definitely be taken in the first round this year. But Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, go for it.
Todd Gurley, if we knew about his health, let's imagine hypothetically, Todd Gurley never got hurt his entire college career. Mm-hmm. Let's just say hypothetically. He would have a Heisman Trophy. We do know that. But he not gotten hurt his entire college career. He'd be the best player in this draft.
Wow.
The only question about him is his health. He is everything you want in a runner. He runs a little too upright, which gets him hurt. But other than that, he has no other flaws. The man has breakaway ability. He returns kicks. His catching out of the backfield is really underrated. His blocking in the backfield is really underrated. He has good vision. He creates his own hole when it's not there. I know Phil saw in that South Carolina game last year, where nothing was on the left. So he completely turned around and went right and went 30 yards. You remember that when he just turned around? He stopped for a second and just turned around and went right. Got 30 yards. So it just scampered for like 30. Like he's that type of dude, man. He in terms of being a natural runner, like I'm talking about any position, with the football in your hand, wide receiver, whatever, he is the best I have seen since probably like Ricky Williams, to be honest with you. In terms of just being a runner with the football, a force with the football in your hand, he's the best I've seen since Ricky Williams. Like, if you know what I mean? In terms of NFL talent, he's got everything you want. Everything you want. We just don't know if he's going to be healthy. Just don't know. Because the ACL was not the first thing. Elbow problem, shoulder problem.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Adrian Peterson. And Adrian Peterson got hurt a lot during his career, like in the NFL. So we don't know. He could really be the next Adrian Peterson. We don't know.
What would you big Melvin Gordon, your boy you were praising all year?
I know it. I know he's healthy. My problem with him is the fumbles. Like that's not funny. Like you're gonna have to cover the ball, bro. Like it's not a game in the NFL. Everybody's trying to strip the ball, man. You gonna have to hold the ball. I think he's gonna have to run lower to the ground too. He's another dude that runs upright. Difference is that he don't got the upper body strength Todd Gurley has. So he won't get away with it like Todd Gurley does. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to run lower to the ground. He's gonna have to lead with his shoulder more instead of leading with his body. You can't do that. Not you. You can't do that. But Gurley can get away with that, but he can't. You know what I mean? He has good vision. Catching out the backfield is a little suspect. We'll see a little bit more. He will block. He's not a good blocker, but at least he will try, and that's good. That's better than a lot of NFL players. We do know that. I know even some of the top, running backs do not block. We know this. They just don't. So, at least he does that. He's reliable. I think he could be a dude, like I was telling Phil, I think he'd be like a Frank Gore type dude, a dude that's very good a lot of his career, but never amazing. You know what I mean? Or maybe he could be, I don't know. But I think he will end up like a Frank Gore type dude. Like a very good running back his entire career. Gurley could be change your franchise type dude. Melvin Gordon could be help you win a championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So
Tevin Coleman, really good also. I'm just gonna throw in a bunch of dudes.
Go for it.
Tevin Coleman's really good also, but he is a traditional runner. I mean, he doesn't really do much else. Like we don't know about him catching out the backfield because he never had a quarterback. You know what I mean? He's a decent blocker. I wouldn't say a good blocker. He's a decent blocker. But in downhill runner though, he can rival Gurley in terms of just downhill running. Draft. And Duke Johnson makes motherfuckers miss. Like that's a quality that you need. His health is also a question though. Like
yes, it is. Yes, it
is. He got banged up a lot. Oh, yeah. He's kind of small too. That's why people compared him. A lot of people compared him to Barry Sanders when he was in college. I don't know about that because he ain't that elusive. But the way he runs is really similar. But he also he can catch though, which is a difference he has from Barry because he can catch out the backfield. Much as I love Barry, he can do that. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. He gets hurt. He gets hurt a lot too. How serious will he take? Let's call it what it is, kid. You know this. Mm-hmm. How serious will he take the NFL? How serious will he take the NFL? That's all I ask. Because you saw him, and sometimes he would take plays off. When he wasn't getting the ball. This. So.
I think the NFL level is a different animal, and just seeing. If I could just say that here's a little a little personal story about Duke Johnson. Last year in training camp, I showed up to a practice with my dad and with my brother. We showed up to a University of Miami football training camp practice. They let us in. It was fun. We got to see all the players. Got to watch Duke Johnson for a bit, and he was, as you would expect, quite talented and was making some very, very impressive plays throughout the entire event. It was a lot of fun to watch him. But the whole point is, and it's killing me because I can't remember who it was. It was one of our receivers. Ran this great route. This incredible route down the seam, and caught this amazing ball and went on a big long play. And he was in the end zone, and everyone was cheering him and congratulating him and all this. And Duke Johnson just walks up to him. This was right in front of me. We were standing right on the sidelines. Duke Johnson just walks in front of him and just says, "Congrats, you've got a great future ahead of you. You're a star for this team. Let's go have some fun." And pulled him over to the side and said once more, "Thank you for everything you do for us." And walked him back over. This man is a great leader. In fact, a lot of people think that the reason why the Canes are going to take a big step back this year, even though with Kaya back and a lot of good offensive talent back, is because Duke Johnson's presence, not just his running ability, his presence out of the locker room is very, very, very hard to replace. He was someone that lit up the room whenever he walked in, the type of guy that everybody on the team looks up to. That presence he'll have in an NFL-like locker room, I think, will be very, very valuable, especially as he gets older. And I do think that in the NFL level, when a lot's on the line, jobs are on the line, contracts are on the line, your team's on the line, it's not the same in the college level, which is a little more relaxing. I do think that in crunch time, when he recognizes the team's going to need him, he will not be taking plays off. I truly believe when it counts, he will be someone that people can count on at that level because his intangibles are so high.
I didn't say he's unreliable.
No.
I said, will he always care?
He will.
Like if he's not touching the ball, will he care?
I think his intangibles will elevate him.
Your boy got sacked a lot because he did not help cover.
I think his intangibles will help him at the NFL level, elevate into a leadership position where he will care more often. That is my reasoning.
Like I know you watched every Canes game. You saw Brad Kyle on his back a lot.
Yes, Dave. All the running backs, quite frankly, were awful at that. No doubt in anyone's mind. Just saying, I trust the impact that he'd have on an NFL roster. But no, I don't disagree with anything else you said in terms of his talent. But do you have? If you want to throw Amir Abdullah in there or Jay Ajayi, David
Mike
Johnson.
Davis.
Just I'm gonna get to him, Phil.
Do what you do. Do what you do. The people who care, who matter.
Well, I want to talk about T.J. Yeldon because
okay.
I think in terms of, he got to hold on to the ball too, because it's not that he fumbles a lot; it's that his fumbles are bad. Like inconceivable. Oh my God, why did you drop the ball? Type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type fumbles, you know what I mean? And that's the worst type of shit. And then and then I get no one's gonna knock you if you get hit, and the ball gets hit and it gets jarred loose. No one's gonna knock you for that. People will knock you if you just inconceivably drop the ball. And this happened way too often with T.J. Yeldon. But I think other than that, in terms of field vision, in terms of actually at the line. Seeing the blockers and all that stuff, like not many people are better than Yeldon. He can't make people miss like your boy Duke Johnson or Todd Gurley, any of the elite dudes. But I think in the right situation, in like a 1-2 punch type environment, he could win you some games and championships. Like if you have another running back in place, he's the solid, thunder to your lightning. Let's put it like that. He'll give you something. Amir Abdullah is a Darren Sproles type dude, except a little bit bigger. Because Darren Sproles is $175. It's like something like that. He's small, But Amir Abdullah is well over 200. I think like 190 or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But he's a dude. He's a gadget dude. He's gonna catch shit out the backfield. And he's gonna make stuff happen. I feel like all these running backs, man, in the right situation, they will help. Like your boy Mike Davis, Phil. Like I think that he's a home run hitter at any given time. It's to the house. But I just feel like he's another dude that will not be a feature back anywhere because, he's just not talented enough. I think that he could be the guy that he could be who's a good example? He could be who's a team with like a 1-2
with a 1-2 back?
Yeah. The other guy is the home run dude, while the other dude is the every down guy. He'll be that guy. I can't think of anybody. He'll be that guy.
Spiller Jackson.
He'll be the dude at any given moment. He could be gone. He's that dude.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's fair.
But the rest of, like I said, all these dudes. Jeremy Langford could be like his boy, in Pittsburgh. What's his name?
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. He could be like him. Like they come through the same. He put up better numbers than he did. Le'Veon Bell senior year. I don't know. We'll find out. But all these dudes have promise. All of them. I would say all of the top 15 all have talent.
Oh, see, I saw this guy on the list. Jay.
Ajayi.
Yeah, there you go. From Boise State.
He could be good.
Okay.
He could be good.
He looks like he's pretty high.
He did really well. He did really well at their bowl game. I forget who Boise State played, but in their bowl game, I remember
Arizona.
Yeah, I remember I was in a Best Buy, and like one of the first plays of the game was his like insane 70+ yard run for a touchdown or whatever, and it was very impressive to see. So
I think his problem for him though is that he's an inside runner, and he don't hit the hole as authoritative as most inside runners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be a problem in the NFL. He's like a boxer that's an in-fighter with not enough power. He's like if Mike Tyson didn't have enough power. So I don't know. That might be a problem, but he's skilled too. He can give you something.
Now we move on to the wide receiver position, which is lauded as being a deep position in this year's class.
Ain't last year. It ain't last year. I'll start by saying that.
But
last year might have been the best ever. This one is very good.
But before we get into all the first rounders, I know that people group it usually as Amari Cooper and Kevin White, and then the rest of the first round. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to group Kevin White, Devontae Parker, Brashad Perryman, Dorial Green-Beckham, Phillip Dorsett, even Nelson Aguilar. We'll talk about those, but you've been praising Amari Cooper for years. He's a product from
Don't die, kid.
Sorry. No. Won't die. But yeah, Amari Cooper is a product from, the greatest college football producing town in America right now. Born in Miami, Florida, went to Northwestern. Obviously then
played for Nick Saban. Be quiet.
Then from Miami, went to Northwestern, and then now obviously had a good career at Alabama. Finalist for the Heisman Trophy winner. Talk about your boy, Amari Cooper.
I think he is a guy that is, well, I'm talking about his positives first. I think that he has the best hands, best route runner, most reliable, best clutch catch making, hardly any drops, great leaping ability, very good speed. He doesn't have any real weakness, to be honest with you. I just think he doesn't have anything that's like out of this world, once in a lifetime about him. You know what I mean? Like he isn't like last year when Mike Davis was like fucking huge, with all this ability, all this athleticism. He's not like, Sammy Watkins, who was like a blinding blur, in terms of speed and with hands, because not many guys have hands and speed like that. There's not Odell Beckham Jr. with the hands like, Odell Beckham. He's not any of those. He's not Jordan Matthews with, with those hands, and he's not any of those guys. You know what I mean? But I think the thing with him is that all his skills are great to good, and he's reliable, and he doesn't mind taking a hit, which is very important in the NFL. You know what I mean? But he does not have any elite, thing. He doesn't have any once in a lifetime can't miss thing that you have to draft. But he's good at everything. So
now the rest of
he's Torrey Holt.
Oh, there you go.
The rest of that group: Kevin White, Brashad Perriman, Dorial Green-Beckham, Phillip Dorsett, Nelson Aguilar. Just go for it.
I think Kevin White is the most versatile receiver in this draft. I think he can go anywhere. He can move in the slot. He can play outside. No. Take that back. Amari Cooper's probably more versatile. The thing with Kevin White is that they always play him outside, but he has the ability to do all of it because he's that athletic. The only thing with him is that he is not elite in terms of breakaway speed. Like he's not the type of dude, he'll catch after the catch, he'll take it to the house. You know what I mean? He'll make his guy miss. He'll lose his guy, but after the catch, he's not going to take you to the house the way Amari Cooper probably could. You know what I mean? My other thing with him is that while his vertical leap is great, he mistimes his jumps a lot. There have been a lot of times where he mistimes the ball and, ended up Clint Trickett threw a pass. People are like, why did he throw that? Because he thought Kevin White was going to jump. and then the guy intercepted. You know what I mean? That's like he's another dude. He loses the ball a lot. But in terms of, you ask him, he thinks he's the best receiver in this draft. I can't knock anyone that says it's him, but I think he has way more question marks than Mark Cooper had.
Yeah.
The potential's there though. He could be a bad dude, but we'll see.
Then what's his name? Devontae Parker, Brashad Perriman from UCF, Dorial Green-Beckham,
Jalen Strong.
Brashad Perriman is raw as fuck.
Yeah.
Like when I say raw, I mean like he doesn't really know what he's doing yet. You know, we don't really know what he can be. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really know. You know, he drops a lot of passes. You know what I mean? He's athletic, all that shit, but really don't know. You know what I mean? I worry about him. Devontae Parker is Amari Cooper, except not as good at everything. You know what I mean? He's solid at everything. He's not as good at everything. You know what I mean? He's a possession dude. He's not going, you know, he's a sure-handed possession guy. You know what I mean, he's not anything more. Well, let me not say that, because he's a dude. He's not afraid of contact. He's not afraid of contact. He just needs to get bigger. He needs to get bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He like in the NFL, you know, you got to be kind of not even bigger, just like more. Like look at Wes Welker, for instance. He's a small dude. He's a stocky dude. You know what I mean? So he's a pain to take down. He's got to, you know, he just doesn't have the frame, I think, that'll like hold up. Like he's gonna be one of those dudes that he's gonna get hurt, and you know, like when a team's making a run. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Like he's gonna be the guy. Like people, oh man, Parker's hurt again. He's gonna be that dude. He's gonna be like Jeremy Maclin. He's hurt again. That type shit. So.
And what about Dorial Green-Beckham?
I don't like him.
Really?
I don't like him at all. I don't like him at all. I don't like him at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't like him. There have been way too many times where he has disappeared. I'm watching an OU game. Do something. like I don't really like it. Like I don't watch every OU game, but I had watched them a lot the year before last. Not really this year, because there was no fucking point in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he whatever. He's good. He's never, to quote Skip Bayless, and I hate doing it, he never leaped off my screen. He just did.
Didn't he go to Missouri?
Dorial Green Jr.? No, Dorial Green Beckham? No, it was Oklahoma. You are thinking about.
This list must be wrong because it says Missouri.
This fucking kid.
He went. He did. Dorial Green Beckham went to Missouri, Phil, but then transferred.
Oh yeah.
Or he got kicked off the team.
Yeah. Let me not forget. Oh yeah. Glad you brought that up, Phil. The disciplinary problems. I forgot about that. The disciplinary problem. They dismissed him from the team for marijuana and cocaine. Well, he had enough on him that looked like, you know, what's their intent to distribute. So I forgot about it. Glad you brought that up, Phil. Glad you brought that up. I forgot all about that. Yeah. You are correct, Phil. And then, like I said, he's also raw. You know what I mean? Also raw. It's just, you know, I don't like his tape. He's more, like I said, he never leaped off my screen, and he's more hype than he actually delivered. So I forgot all about that. Good job, Phil. You got all about that.
All right. Rapid fire.
I don't like you know, grouping people by their, you know what I'm saying, off-field transgressions. But when you give me nothing on tape, you know, whatever.
You have no other choice, right?
The others.
Devin Smith's good too.
Okay. I was also going to ask you about Nelson Aguilar, Jalen Strong, and Philip Dorsett. If you had anything on them three.
Okay. I'm not going to act like I've seen a lot of Jalen Strong. I'm not going to act like I have.
My boy Curtis loves that.
Because I hadn't seen enough of Arizona State, to be honest with you. I saw them when they played big games, and you know it was obvious he was the best weapon they had. You know what I mean, but I can't act like I've seen a whole lot of him. But the other two, Nelson Aguilar, there were times where he like the best receiver in the country. So, you know, the man has phenomenal athletic ability, can make every catch. My only problem with him is that he's a bit of a basket case. Like there are times when he's ready to fight, and I don't know, you know what I mean? And there's also times where he's afraid to get hit. Like he doesn't like catching balls over the middle. You know, he's scared of getting hit. And in the NFL, you're going to get hit. So a lot of these young dudes got to get over that. They're going to hit you. So I don't know, but I like him too. There's times we looked amazing. Like I said, Devin Smith, stud, home run ability, out of this world speed. Who else you asked me about?
Philip Dorsett. My boy.
You know what your boy is. A possession dude.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
You know that.
I'm actually, I was, thankfully you mentioned this. Before this year, I knew Philip Dorsett would get drafted very highly because I knew that his measurables would be incredible. I knew he was gonna run something insane. Like, there are many people. There was at one point when he entered UM where there was a discussion as to whether or not he was the fastest player in the country. Like, and at his pro day, he ran a 4.25. Like, he's got incredible speed.
Well, then explain his tape in Miami.
Yes, and that brings me to what I'm about to say. Before this year, he would go long stretches of time where he just wasn't as involved as he should have been. And he would go through many stretches where if you look at his final stat line, it wouldn't look that bad until you look at his number of receptions. And then you see, oh, okay. Because there would be many games where he would catch this used to be like in his sophomore and his junior year, he would catch like 2 to 3 passes a game. And some of those passes would be for like 40-something yards. So they would build up his totals, but there would be many, many drives where he was just not there. And I mean, it improved. He got a lot better. He got a lot better this year. I mean, he had a much better season this year. He was very, very important by all reports coming out of the UM locker room. He was very, very important to Kaya's development as a freshman in terms of helping him out in practice and on the field, based on what I've read of reporters saying that he was just very, very involved. But so, like, the intangibles are there, and he is truly committed to becoming a great receiver. He will work so hard to be good at the NFL level.
My thing is he gets hit quickly. Why does he not get – when he gets open, he gets hit quickly? What's the deal, kid?
His speed doesn't translate as well on tape as you'd like. It's the opposite of game speed. There's some like Herb Waters, I guess, is a good example of this. Herb Waters, another receiver at Miami, his game tape is much faster. He's much faster on the field than he actually is at a combine, for example. But Dorsett, he's incredibly speedy. And don't get me wrong, there's some games where the dude like just breaks open the top of a defense and just gets open instantly and does some incredible things. But it just wasn't as consistent as you'd think, given the hype that he has coming into the draft. Having seen a bunch of UM games over the past 4 years, he was not nearly as involved in the offense as people would have you believe going into this draft. I'll say that much. I think he's talented. I think he has a shot. He has a shot to be a very good NFL receiver. But I don't think he has the same ceiling as the other guys I've just mentioned. I think he's kind of limited to being like a top 15, top 20 NFL receiver, maybe. That's like best case scenario. That's my thoughts on Philip Dorsett.
Oh yeah, those are all the wide receivers I'm gonna talk about because I don't trust the rest. Like Tyler Lockett, I think is a dude that could be something because for him being not even 6 feet tall, he can go up and get it. Yeah, I mean I like him, in jump ball situations. Like cause his what was his 40-inch leap? Like it was like 45 or something like the highest in the whole thing or some shit like that. So he's a dude that I like to in jump ball situations. But the rest of these dudes, man, it all depends on who drafts them and who they play with. I can't really say much else.
One name I just want to ask you about is Rashad Green, because I remember going into last year, you thought Florida State's offense could still do very well, even with the lack of O-line talent because of Rashad Green.
I think it showed that Kelvin Benjamin did not get enough love for what he did at Florida State because he drew a lot of double teams, and now Rashad Green drew a lot of double teams, and you saw what he did last year. He was not the player he was when Kelvin Benjamin was there. He was not. Nick O'Leary was the engine that could on that offense, not this dude.
And that concludes it.
I think that if you frustrate him, he will become nothing. So
yeah. No worries. Let's then move on to the tight end position. There are really, really not a whole lot of guys to talk about in this class.
My God. This is the weakest tight end list of prospects I have seen in years, bro. In years. Like, I don't think, like, to be honest with you, I don't really have a lot of faith in any of these dudes. Maybe your boy from Miami.
Clive Walford. I have some stuff to say about him, actually. Max
Williams. And Nick O'Leary. But I think that Nick O'Leary is a dude that is good when placed in an offense that's already loaded. You know, I don't think he's going to be a dude. Like, I don't think he's going to be like an Antonio Gates. You know what I mean? The main target. I think your boy from Miami could be. But, you know, other than that, and Nick O'Leary's a good blocker. But, like, the rest of these dudes, man, like, I don't know. Like, you know, like,
Corey Anderson
from Ohio State. Like, yeah.
Any comment on
Blake Bell Blake Bell wasn't even a tight end for a lot of the time at Oklahoma. He was a quarterback.
What about Max Williams, if you've seen anything of him?
And I like that, like I said, like, Minnesota doesn't throw the ball. Like, I don't know what to say. Minnesota, like, he's a good blocker. He is a very good blocker. But how good is he really? They barely threw the ball.
I want to say this about Clive Walford.
He was the lead receiver on the team. If that means anything. I don't really know.
Clive Walford was grossly misused at the University of Miami until last year. He was not at all as included in the offense as he should have been. They never drew enough plays for him. He was never, ever the weapon that he could have been and that he flashed potentials of being last year. But that's all on the coaching. Completely, 100% on the coaching. And I think, I mean, he's lucky that he's in a weak class. So even though he had like not a lot to show his first 3 years on tape, he still
he might go in the second round.
Yeah,
he might be like late second round
because there's not that many tight ends that people would put ahead of him. But he was a very, very talented tight end, and it's just very upsetting that, at least to me as a fan, that he was never the type of guy that people expected. I mean, he was never be able to influence UM as much as he could have because of how limited he was in the offense. Obviously, last year, you know, he had a very, very good year. He was very, very, very good for Brad Kai. He can get separation from linebackers, which is something that, as you said, you don't know if many of these other tight ends can do. Clive can do that. That's why Clive's potential to be that big centerpiece of an offense in terms of a big receiving threat, in terms of being just a blocking asset, actually is very possible because the matchups he's going to get in the NFL, those are guys that he can beat. Those are guys that he can get open in front of, which is going to make him someone that could be very valuable down the seam, or, you know, being the guy you look forward to on third downs or in the red zone. I like Clive Walford a lot. I like him more so. I like Clive Walford's NFL potential more than any other UM player that's getting talked about, including Duke Johnson. And I think that he has a chance to be something really good, but he's going to need better coaching than what he's had the past few years. If he gets drafted to a coaching staff that's inept, then he'll again have all the talent, but you'll never see any of it. But I'm very high on him. I think he can do great things.
Man, I don't know.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
Like all these dudes, man, they're so regular to me. Except, like, the only one I've seen really, like, you know, your boy Walford, he's good. But the only one I've seen, like, really show me that, you know, he could be the focal point of anything is Nick O'Leary. But then again, I don't really know because he's hurt all the time. And, you know, I don't think he can be that in the NFL because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. None of these dudes excite me at all.
Yeah, I mean, my boy Anderson from South Carolina, he's just a big dude. That's really kind of, I think, why he's even on this list. But I mean, he did good, like, you know. But like you said, he's not like something. I don't think he's going to be like a offensive changer.
Hey, he's a blocker.
He's a good, and he'll be there for like a big catch here and there. But that'll be, you know.
Offensive line, we do not need to go position by position on this one. Offensive tackles. Here's a few names for you: Brandon Sheriff, Andres Peak.
He's not going to be a tackle in the NFL.
Guard.
Let's just get him first.
Right.
He will not be a tackle in the NFL. You know why? Because his arms are too short. Everything else this boy had, he is a fucking powerhouse. I feel like though, instead of using the balls of his feet to push forward, which is what you're taught to do as an offensive lineman and period, you know what I mean? he plays too much off his heels, which is a recipe for disaster in the league. But he is so big and so fucking powerful that he's gonna get away with it. As a guard, this dude will be legit. Like he's one of the dudes I was talking about that could be amazing in this draft. Like he could be legit. As a tackle, I'm not so sure about that.
People are using Zach Martin comparisons to him.
Oh yeah, I see it. See it completely. But that's a bad dude.
But here, just again, Andres Pete, La'el Collins, Eric Flowers, AJ Cann at guard, Hronis Grasu, Cameron Irving. Do you have any commentary, on Andres Pete, La'el Collins, Eric Flowers, or any of these guys?
La'el Collins is the dumbest blocker I've ever seen.
Wow.
I don't mean to say it like that, but it's the truth. He does not know how to spot a blitz. And that's a high school thing they teach you in high school. I'm not, entering the NFL draft, but I knew how to spot a blitz. I knew how to pick up the blitz, the hot read. You know what I mean? So the hot read can get off and do his thing. You know what I mean? I at least catch his blitzer so he won't get jammed up by him. I knew how to do that. He don't know how to do that. That's pretty bad. He's a dude I wouldn't even take. Wow. Who else you said?
AJ Cann.
AJ Cann's for the guard position, but for the tackle position, Andres Pete and Eric Flowers. Andres Pete from Stanford, Eric Flowers from University of Miami.
Yeah. Andres Pete is a bad run blocker on a running team. So I don't know how good he is really. in terms of a pass blocker though, he was active. He had 1, 2, all that stuff. I'm not so sure. And who else you said?
My boy Eric Flowers, again from the University of Miami.
Oh, I don't know, kid. I have no idea.
He
I'm not gonna front like I do. I don't.
He's a talented guy. He has the potential to be a solid NFL starter. He won't. I don't think he'll be like an All-Pro or anything, or even maybe a Pro Bowler. But he will get the job done. He won't be a liability. He'll be someone you can trust, who can be there. He's not going to be the type of guy to give you in pass protection, for example, all the time in the world. He'll struggle. He'll be average. He's a good player. He's someone you can plug in to start, and he'll do all right. That's at least my commentary from having seen him. But quickly then, the guard position, the only guard, the only name I think worth even bringing up is AJ Cann from Phil School of South Carolina.
Yeah, my boy.
And the two centers that I think are worth talking about are Cameron Irving from FSU and Hronis Grasu from Oregon. Any thoughts on AJ Cann, Cameron Irving, Hronis Grasu?
Phil's boy. If it wasn't for Scherf, AJ Cann, he'd be the best dude, best guard in the draft. Because Scherf's gonna be a guard, man. He is. But
yeah, they got him listed as a guard.
If it wasn't for Scherf, he'd be the best guard in the draft. They had one of the best rushing attacks. Period. It's because of that dude. He was the best offensive lineman on the team. Was good at actually moving with the top, because Steve Spurrier and them, they run a lot of toss plays or whatever. And, he moved his feet side to side, stayed with the play, did not stop, did not just stop at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes he was a lead blocker. A lot of those dudes, all those offensive linemen, they all did that. Steve Spurrier is the man at coaching offensive linemen, man. He'll be fine. He'll be fine in the league. I was saying that center from Oregon. He's the best center in the. He's the best center in the draft. He's a dude that my thing is he's a little flat-footed, stationary target. That might be a problem, but excellent snapper though. You saw on point, him and Mariota, their chemistry on point. He was but the thing is a lot of snaps out the shotgun. Something to worry about, But they were on point. You barely when you ever seen them have a bad snap? Period. So, on point. But that's all I want to talk about. The rest of these dudes, whatever. Y'all find out from Mel Kiper. And I'll talk about it on Twitter. But I feel like a lot of these offensive linemen, man, it depends on where they go. Depends on where they go, who coaches them. Depends.
I was going to say Cameron Irving. There was words that the FSU O-line improved dramatically because of his versatility at moving positions. So that's someone.
But he's not good. He's not NFL good in any position. He's college good at every position. I don't know. I have no idea. That's gonna be interesting. Wherever they go, it just depends.
All right, so I think we're done with the offensive
like
side
if they all were going to the Patriots, all these dudes are gonna be good.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
I don't know. It depends.
So, wait, hold on. I was gonna say that. Okay, we don't need to talk more about the offensive side of the ball. It's done. It's over. Let's go to the defense. To make this quick, because I do want to spend more time on the first round draft. We're gonna split this up in two parts. We're gonna split this up between the front seven and the secondary. All right. So we'll group them in two separate categories, I guess. But in the front seven, there are a sizable number of players to talk about. These are the guys getting a lot of the hype in the draft. But front seven, various names that I will throw at you from this draft class: Randy Gregory, Shane Ray.
You can't stay off the weed. Both of them can't stay off the weed.
Hey, man. But it's not addictive, apparently.
I don't give a fuck. Like, it must be. It must be. You about to get paid, bro. You about to get paid. What are you doing?
But those two guys specifically, good NFL prospects?
Oh, yeah. Randy Gregory is a stud, man. He's a stud. He just can't stay off the weed. He can't stay off the weed. Shane Ray is the best pass rusher in this draft. Pure pass rusher, best in the draft. Can't stay off the weed. Like, whatever.
You think he'll drop because of what? You think he'll drop because of that recent charge?
Randy Gregory already has. He was top 10 pick. Probably won't go in the top 10 now. Shane Ray was, 15 to 20. We'll see. Leonard Williams is the best player in the draft. Though.
Oh, well, I was going to get to D tackles at the zone category, but okay, fine. We did D ends. Now we'll do D tackles. Then we'll do 4-3-3-4 outside linebackers.
Yeah. Anybody I don't get to on here, follow me on Twitter, because Thursday I'm going in like I do every year.
Okay.
Just follow me on Twitter.
So
y'all are here.
D tackles, there's Leonard Williams, Malcolm. Is it Malcolm Brown? Yeah, Malcolm Brown and Danny Shelton. Talk about Leonard Williams for a bit, obviously. Then get to Danny Shelton.
They got Williams as a defensive end. Is he a defensive end or defensive?
Yeah, no, defensive line, bro. Like that. Okay. Dude's the best player. He's the best player in the draft, man. His potential is so sky high. My only issue with him, I have two issues. My main issue with him is that he does not finish tackles. Get your dude on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many times when I know this, the Marcus Mariota game, he had him so many times, and he did not finish the tackle. If Marcus Mariota is shaking off of you, bro, this is a quarterback. I don't give a damn how athletic and how quick he is. It's still a quarterback. Finish the tackle, bro. Finish the tackle. That's the main problem with him. He's not an elite pass rusher. That will come. Yeah, I mean, he's a good pass rusher, but not an elite one. That he's decent. That will come, I think, especially if he goes somewhere where defense is important. That will definitely come. He's the best. He's the best player in the draft. Like he's almost as good as Aaron Donald was last year coming into the draft. You know what I mean? He's not quite that, but he's almost as good. You know what I mean? Danny Shelton is not as talented as Leonard Williams. He's not as versatile as Leonard Williams. But the one thing he has that Leonard Williams does not is that he is a damn good tackler. You know what I mean? He one arm can just bring motherfuckers down. He's a damn good tackler. Like engaged in a block and just turn his arm and he's like a more athletic Vince Wilfork, man. He just turn and just disrupt everything. Just with an arm. Just disrupt everything. He's really good. He's really good. Malcolm Brown, I am not as high on as everybody else. Texas was one of the worst running defenses in football last year. I wonder why. I wonder why. That's all I'm gonna say. I wonder why. Not as high on him as everyone else. I see the NFL potential. I see the potential. I see it. I hadn't seen it executed enough, though. I see the potential. It's there. The potential's there. It's all there. No, but Leonard Williams, best player in the draft.
So now we get to two more positions on the front seven before we move on. It's Dante Fowler and Vic Beasley, both projected to go far as 3-4s outside linebackers.
Okay.
Quick thoughts on them?
Quickly, I'll tell you this. Vic Beasley is lazy. Dante Fowler is dumb. Which one would you draft? Seriously, which one would you draft? The lazy guy or the idiot?
I guess I'd hope I fix the idiot. That's what I guess. Like, you can't fix lazy.
There have been too many times, and Phil, I know you've seen this, where there are piles. You know what I mean? In Clemson games, there are piles. You know, motherfuckers engaging the running play, engaging the like. He's an elite first step guy getting to the quarterback. Elite, right. NFL ready in terms of just that. If that's all you're gonna ask him to do, cool. But if you ask him to actually do other shit, he's just gonna watch. He's gonna watch it. He's gonna watch it happen.
Yep.
He's
running
lazy.
back. I ain't doing
it. He can play, but he's lazy. But in getting to the quarterback though, he's amazing at that. Yeah, if he would have came like if he was in that draft last year with like what was that, Clowney and shit, he would have been the second best pass rusher in that draft. That's how elite he is getting to the quarterback. He's not Clowney, but like second best getting to the quarterback. But anything else though, you might as well just like not even ask him. Dante Fowler is just stupid. Like he's just stupid. Like he's just dumb. Like there's no other way to put it. Everything he has want to. Don't get me wrong. He has want to. He goes out and gets it. He can tackle. You know what I mean, he can make big plays. The problem for him is that he's always going for the big play, and it always ends up leading to a big play for the offense. You know what I mean? Do you want that guy? Do you want that guy? I don't want that guy. Honestly, I don't want either of these dudes. If you tell me that Vic Beasley actually wants to play, and you tell me Dante Fowler isn't an idiot, let's go. But like if he learned how to play, you know what I mean? Let's go. I don't want either one of them. They both have potential to be stars in the league. Dante Fowler's just dumb. Vic Beasley is lazy. Take your pick. I don't know.
Oh, no, that was great. That was great. Both will be the dumb and lazy person will probably be picked in the top 5, possibly top 10. So get ready for that.
They're both going top 10 for sure.
All right, cornerbacks. There's really only 2 guys I want to hear you comment on.
They all fucking stink to me. But let's go.
All right, yeah, cool.
Don't tell me that. We need somebody.
Look, the safety class is described as another one as one of the worst ever.
No, the cornerback class ain't much better.
All right, I'm going to say 3 names in the cornerback class, and then I'm going to say 1 name from the safety class. Okay. All right, from the cornerback class. So 4 names.
Trey Waynes, I know.
Trey Waynes, Marcus Peters, and Byron Jones.
Okay, Byron Jones of the 3, in my opinion, is the best. That ain't saying much, man. But I think that he is the dude. He is the guy that can become a dude that can get you a lot of interceptions. He's not that dude yet, but like, I think the problem with him is that he's not a willful. He's not a willing dude that will engage. I mean, like he won't. You know what I'm saying? He won't. If like, you know what I'm saying, if he has to make a tackle, he's not going to be the dude that, runs clear across the field to make the hit. He's not going to be that dude. I mean, in terms of cover guy, though, he's not bad. You know what I mean? His hands, he has good hands, you know what I mean, to be a corner. Because he played a little bit of receiver. A lot of people, they used him in, like, goal line situations and shit. But, he gets hurt. Like, you know what I mean? I remember, what was that? He hurt his shoulder in practice. I remember that shit when they needed him. Yeah, I mean, coming into opening day, he hurt his shoulder in practice celebrating. So, I mean, I'm just saying, but yeah, the potential is there with him. But the rest of these dudes, man, like Trey Waynes, like whatever. Whatever. Like he's a dude that's decent at everything, but I don't see much for him but a solid corner. Like he's a solid dude that you put on the opposite side of a really good corner. You know what I mean? Don't get me started on Kevin Johnson. Do not get me started. Like if you want to see a dude just turn his head and watch a dude run past him, then you draft that dude. Bro, none of these corners, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. He gets burned. Like going back to fucking Kevin Johnson, he's the most burned receiver I've ever seen, bruh. Like, what are you doing? Why are you running so close to the quarterback and watching the ball sail over your head, bro? Why are you doing? Like, why are you standing next to the linebackers? What are you doing so close? What could you possibly add to the run defense? You're fucking 188 pounds. What could you possibly add? Oh man. These dudes.
There's a safety that I've been a fan of over the years at Alabama, and I don't know if you have any commentary on how he'd be at the NFL level, and that's Landon Collins.
Oh really? Oh word? That's what we doing?
Yeah,
that's what we do.
He's the last name.
I think he's a safety just because he's small. He's smaller than a linebacker. That's simple. I mean, I don't know how that's going to translate in the NFL, but I think that's why he's a safety. Because he's too small to be a linebacker. And that's cool. We'll see.
And that's all we need to talk about the safety class. This position is
yeah, because they're fucking terrible. Fucking terrible.
Based on your commentary of this draft class, you think overall this is a lower quality talent pool draft than previous years?
Whoa, we forgot to talk about kickers.
Shut up, Phil.
Man, whatever. Who's that guy from Tulane? He came out yet? The guy that made all those kicks in a row. He coming out yet, or did he come out already?
I will.
Can't remember. I don't remember each kicker. Whatever, it's fucking kicker. if you kick good, you play in the NFL.
There's no point in talking about kickers. Overall,
Mr. Irrelevant Ryan Suckup from Gamecocks was picked dead last. That's Mr. Irrelevant, and he started for a team. So that's all you need to know.
We just want to say, any commentary on the talent level of the draft overall?
I don't want to say it's weak because I don't think that's fair to a lot of these. Because a lot of these dudes, man, they're like it's not any guy except for maybe Leonard Williams that's ready to come in and immediately maybe be a Pro Bowl type dude. I don't think any of these dudes are that. Like, we'll see. Some of the defensive guys maybe, but I think Leonard Williams, if healthy, will be a Pro Bowler next year. I think that's how good he is. But if healthy. But there's no other dude like that though, and that's about it. I think all these dudes need time to develop, and I think Ty Gurley too, if healthy, could be a Pro Bowler next year. Same thing with Melvin Gordon. But there is talent in this draft. It's just a lot of these dudes are works in progress. We'll find out. It's not like before where there's a few guys that they'll come in and bam, they're ready to go. I mean, there's no Andrew Luck in this draft. There's no Aaron Donald, no Jadeveon. He needs to get healthy, but no Jadeveon Clowney, no Khalil Mack, no dude like that in this draft. So we'll see.
So now we do the first round mock draft. We're going to do exactly what we did last year, except there's only 3 of us, which makes this a little easier because last year we had that awkward moment where there was 4 of us, and each one of us gets a vote as to what the team will pick. And we had some ties, I remember, and we didn't really know how to settle them. But it's clear this year. There's 3 of us. What we're going to do is we're going to go team by team, and we each get a vote as to what they will pick. Majority vote wins.
So we're doing no trades again, right?
No trades. No trades.
Yeah, no trades.
For stat purposes, last year we got 4 selections exactly correct, which sounds low, but
4 out of the whole first round?
No, exact selections.
Oh.
Yeah. That sounds low, but really, a lot of the top ESPN guys, they get 1 or 2.
No, Mel, not last year, but the year before, he got 1.
Yes.
That was the number 1 pick.
That was it. Yeah, so there's no shame in that. What I will say is this is the number that matters more. The percentage, the number of people in your mock draft who actually were taken in the first round. because that accounts for the variance. That accounts for the variance and like the trades and all this. Of our 32 players, 26 of them were still taken in the first round, if not just maybe by a different team. So I think that's a very good sign and says good things about our ability. So there you go. All right. So yeah, no trades, which I know makes the Marcus Mariota question a little more interesting. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Markeem, is there any reason why it's not Jameis Winston?
No.
Alrighty. I presume.
There's nothing else to say.
I mean, if it's my pick, I pick Mariota, but they're gonna pick Winston. So it's not,
really?
Yeah, if it's my pick, I like Mariota. I trust Mariota over Winston. From what I've seen from both of them, I like Mariota better. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of people have said that, Markeem.
I don't know, Phil.
But Markeem, I agree with you that Winston's the guy now. Like if he has to start now, it's Winston. But like, I think Mariota's gonna be the guy that you're gonna look at later. Like. Is better than Winston if he gets the right. Anyways, but yeah, I'll say Winston because I think it's pretty clear cut. That's where they're going.
Next is the Tennessee Titans.
Mariota, let's go.
They better. They need to take it. To pass on Mariota would be so dumb.
Dumb. I think Mariota goes number 2 overall.
No matter what happens, even if the Titans trade out of it, he's going to be number 2.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm very curious to see where Marcus Mariota goes, even more so than Jameis Winston.
As long as he doesn't go to the Jets.
But if he goes to Tennessee, his career is over.
Damn.
Good night, John.
Damn. Strong words there.
It is a strong one.
But Ken Wisenhunt? Yeah. No one else to start for, yeah.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have any. He'd have to start. He had no choice. And has no weapons. I mean, yeah.
Alrighty. The Jacksonville Jaguars. There's been a lot of commentary in terms of who this pick will be. Jaguars quietly, most people don't know this, Jaguars quietly have a very good defensive line. They were third in the NFL in sacks last year.
Yep.
So I actually don't think Leonard Williams is the pick here. I'll say Dante Fowler.
Jesus, they got an idiot.
Well, this is an idiot that you yourself will admit is going to be drafted highly.
Yeah, people like dummies. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe they go receiver here. Maybe they go.
They might. I've heard some people say that. The only reason why I don't is because I think they really like what's his name, Allen Robinson and
Marquise Lee
and Allen Hurns. Like they've got a lot of youth invested at that position, and they already have Julius Thomas.
I don't think there's any way they go receiver here.
I've seen it in some mock drafts. You never know.
I mean, man, like
truthfully, I think they should trade down and get an offensive lineman. But
none of those dudes are Amari Cooper though, Phil.
And Fowler, you know, from University of Florida, local guy, someone I'm sure is easy to sell to the fans. Most Jaguars fans are Gators fans. You know,
that's fine. But they got double the fun this season. But
Phil, do you have an official vote?
Because both will suck. But all right.
I think they need. I mean, they can't trade down, so a pick here would be really high. But I still think offensive lineman. That's what they need to go. So.
And Mark,
this high, Phil?
But that's what I said. They would trade down. This high would just be so high. But I mean, I don't think they need defense. I think they need offensive line. But. I know it's a high pick. So.
Well, Markeem, you're the tiebreaker. Do you have? Again, it's what you think they'll do, not what you would do.
I mean, I don't know what they do. They're the Jaguars.
But that's what I think. I honestly, if you ask me what I think they do,
remember last year? Remember Blake Bortles last year?
Yeah.
Nobody saw that shit coming. Like it was just out of nowhere. Just Blake Bortles. Like what the fuck?
I think if somebody wants to somehow get in front of the Raiders to get Amari Cooper, I could see him trading down, but. That's why, and I know there's no trades, but
and I have no idea.
Just put Dante because there's no way they're taking an offensive lineman there.
Cool. I agree with you, Phil.
I did the Jaguars. Put Dante Fowler ? Like we don't know what they're gonna do, man. They don't know what they're gonna do.
Someone's making a trade that's not good. Like I mean, the Bills.
It's gonna disrupt all of this.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I think the Jags would be the ones that's like, hey, you can have Dante. We don't need him.
For the Raiders, I want to say this. I remember a year ago, Adam Schefter was watching a Bama game, and he tweeted during the game, a year from now, the Oakland Raiders should draft Amari Cooper. It's exactly what that team needs. And I think they do that, especially since, what's his name? Denarius Moore left and signed with the Bengals.
Yeah, they better draft Amari Cooper. I remember last year that what's the name, that guy, one of those coaches from the Raiders said he didn't like Mike Evans. Yeah, see how that worked out for him. Dumbasses. They better draft him.
Oh, you mean Dennis Allen?
I can't remember. One of those guys said they didn't like Mike Evans, so not draft him. Like, whatever.
Khalil Mack was a good player. It's not like
that's fine and all, but shit. Think about it. If you think about it, who would you rather have right now, Khalil Mack or Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, no doubt about it.
And I like Khalil Mack's gonna be a great player. Mike Evans, man.
I think new quarterback. They need him to develop. That's priority number one. Much like, if you remember, the Bills in this exact same spot when they traded for this pick at number 4 overall, their main priority was to get Sammy Watkins because they wanted to develop E.J. Manuel. I feel like the Raiders will have the same mentality here and get Amari Cooper.
But they actually have a guy with potential, though. So, yeah, the Raiders, they're going to get.
Yeah. I think Al Davis is still alive. They take the fastest receiver, but since he's gone, hopefully they go smart and take the best guy, and that's Amari Cooper.
Now we get to the Washington Redskins. This is an interesting one. I feel this could be Leonard Williams. This could be one of those other defensive guys. Someone did say he might, but it's unfair for Leonard Williams to drop out of the top 5. And I can understand that.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Like, if he drops out of the top 5, what the fuck? What the fuck? I just said did I not just say he's the best player in the draft? Yeah, but this better be Leonard Williams. Though.
I think this is Leonard Williams.
I will agree with you guys on that one.
Do they not want to get better? Is that well, actually they don't. Giving my boy, I love RG3, but giving him $16 million in 2016 before he's played a snap in 2015, after he's only won 5 games in 2 years, and you get us dude $16 million?
That's the Cutler status.
Come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
All right, so that concludes the top 5. Now we just have to do the New York Jets and their draft needs. Before we talk about the pick, is there a chance if Marcus Mariota falls? I know we all say it won't happen, but let's say it happens. Do the Jets snag him?
They have no choice.
Yeah, they have to. I hope they don't. I hope they're not smart enough to do that, but they will.
They would have no choice.
If Mariota falls to him, yeah.
Like, those fans would be ready to kill them.
Well, it'll be in Chicago this year.
They still be able to kill him.
But still, what's the fucking name? Woody Johnson is his name?
Yeah.
The owner, Woody Johnson. He wouldn't be able to step foot in the streets of New York. He'd killed. It'd be over.
So,
that's something else we didn't talk about. The fact that Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota aren't going to be there.
Neither will Fowler, I don't think. Or one of these other guys won't be there.
A lot of these guys aren't going to be there. So how's that going to affect it? I still think it's the whack that number 1 pick won't be there, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
At least he has a good reason.
I don't know what's going on, though. Like, I think it's something behind that. Why are all these guys not going?
I think it's because it's in Chicago. No one cares. But,
what? So, Jets.
Yeah.
Jets.
If they can't get Mariota, they can't get him, so.
I don't know. What are the odds that Kevin White gets picked here?
I
know they have Brandon Marshall now.
That's the best receiver available, I would say. They need a legit number 2. I'm sorry. Sorry, Eric Decker. You are not a number 2. You are a number 3. So, yeah.
They need offensive line help, too. But.
Yeah, you would think offensive line help or secondary help, but neither of those two are draftable at this point.
So, no, you can't draft after getting Revis. You gotta just go with it.
So unless it's like Vic Beasley, but I think
secondary help. Don't they got Cromartie too?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Cromartie. But But yeah, like I mean, unless you want to get one of these linebackers like Bud Dupree or Vic Beasley. Did you have any thoughts on Bud Dupree? I remember we didn't really talk about him.
He's all right.
All right. Yeah, unless it's Bud Dupree or Beasley, I think they'll take Kevin White.
Yeah.
We all going receiver here?
Yeah, Kevin White's fine.
All right, Bears. They need defense. They're lucky. There's a lot of defense to get here.
I think they go Vic Beasley.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that actually.
John Fox with a lazy player. Oh shit. Oh shit. Man, that's gonna be hilarious.
They need more. I mean, they already have Fuller for cornerbacks, and they need more help. That defense was again not good last year.
Best defensive player.
Awful. Man. Oh my gosh, that defense is awful.
So let's go Vic Beasley.
Yeah, Vic Beasley.
All right, Falcons. I think they also need similar help.
Yeah, I think whoever did take Vic Beasley, it's gonna be Bears or Falcons that get Beasley.
Yeah, I think this is that other guy.
They need pass rushers. I read a stat that was just damning. Over the past 2 years, they have the lowest sack total of any team in NFL history.
Wow, that's bad.
Yeah, their pass rush is ugh.
Well,
there's no one for them to take either because Shane Ray's not going to go that high.
They'll probably do jumping jacks if Dante Fowler or Vic Beasley is available here.
Right.
But I think they might have to settle for
Bud Dupree. I don't know why. Dumb and lazy.
They might have to settle for Bud Dupree, who's solid, which seems to be your improvement. But are we all in agreement that Shane Ray? Are we just going to say right now that we're not going to have Shane Ray in the first round? I mean,
no, he's going to drop. Yeah, I mean, he's
some draft stocks
late maybe, but
some drafts have him tumbling.
Yeah, they have. I've heard in the 30s is what So second round. But
he's the second best pass rusher in the draft. I feel like he shouldn't drop that low. That's not fair.
Then you think the Falcons just up and take him?
I mean, I don't know about that, but
I don't think he's going that. Right. They can't risk him that high.
Well, Markeem, pass rush is a very important position. The teams that are weak at pass rush are the ones we're talking about now. The ones that are drafting in the top 10.
That's true. So
Falcons. If Beasley's taken in front of him, Falcons probably trade down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Cowboys can go after him if they want. Although their pass rush ain't that bad.
Man, they ain't gonna have Greg Hardy till week 10. That pass rush is bad.
Okay, they're fine. Shane Ray at 27 is that? I mean, we'll get there in a second, but like Shane Ray, I could just already tell Shane Ray at this point forward is going to be the best player on the draft, and we're just gonna have a lot of teams say no, thank you.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so
he was the good person on that defense. You know, when Michael Sam played,
yeah.
He was the one that was actually good.
Aww. I saw your comment in response to Michael Sam playing at the Veterans Combine. He's awful.
Pretty much. He's talking about they won't even call him. That's because you suck.
No, but he's gay.
I don't care.
I
don't care if you suck dick. You suck at playing football. I don't care.
You suck dick.
That has nothing to do with me. But you suck at football.
But Tebow's back in the league. Woo!
I'll save that for an actual YouTube take.
I had to get that in there somewhere.
All right, so let's just say, can we all agree, since we're so schizophrenic on Shane Ray, Falcons need pass rush, that they'll just settle for Bud Dupree at this point?
What about Armstead, or is he more of a defensive tackle? I guess he is.
Oh, we didn't talk about Armstead. Yeah, defensive tackle.
He's purely a defensive tackle.
All right, so whoever you think the best pass rusher, that's what I'll go with.
Probably.
They can't trade now. You think Bud Dupree's the next best? He's a linebacker, though.
Yeah, but he can.
And that's
some have said that he can rush from the linebacking position. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, one of his strengths is
Okay, then Bud Dupree it is.
Bud Dupree it is.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree's not even going in the first round. We're gonna look stupid. No, Falcons are trading down here. I don't think they take Bud.
But it's tough to account for. You know,
right.
Trust me, I agree with you. But we can't do a mock draft if we go that way. All right. So
Randy Gregory bum ass shit. Can't stay off the
lead. I forgot about Randy Gregory.
I guess him.
He would drop too, though.
Teams. Is he even in this first round mock draft I'm reading?
They got him listed 7th on here, but I don't think they projected anything yet.
Man, they have him. Yeah, he's all over the place. The Falcons could take him.
Just keep Oh, he can't go to Atlanta. The weed's too good out there. The herb is amazing out there.
There is this Falcons fan I follow on Twitter who, as soon as Gregory got suspended, he just instantly tweeted, "Just great, Bud Dupree's coming to Atlanta," as like a sign of like we're not getting Gregory. Again, they're just so hard to evaluate. I think we should just agree to not draft either of those two until the 20s.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. I'm cool with that.
Bud Dupree's the pick. New York Giants, number 9. This could be where offensive linemen go.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need
Brandon Sheriff,
a guard.
Yeah, Brandon Scherf, I think, is what Daniel Jeremiah in his mock draft the other day gave the Giants.
Yeah, they need alignment, so that's what I'm going with.
You think? And you think he's the real deal, Marquine?
Man, that boy that's a bad dude, man. He just can't play tackle. Can't do that. Arms are way too short.
So he should be a very effective guard, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the Ramses.
This one's also a little interesting. Some people have had them. Some people have had them as like a sleeper for Marcus Mariota. If he were to dip,
they did work him out.
They also worked out Johnny Manziel last year, sparking like a bunch of theories that he would be taken here. This team also needs O-line help though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go after
one of those other guys that aren't as good as Brandon Scherf. Take your pick.
Like Lyle Collins, Andres Pete, Eric Flowers.
I think the Rams shocked the world and take Bryce Petty.
No.
Yo, that wouldn't be as nuts as EJ Manuel being the first quarterback taken in that. That was crazy. I was like, I thought this nigga was going in the 4th round.
This defense is really talented. Obviously, quarterback question marks. I don't think they could go for one of those wide receivers, but I don't see it happening. I think Andres Pete is the pick, especially since they moved Greg Robinson to guard. All right, we'll put in one of those tackles, Pete. Vikings recently released Greg Jennings, new Miami Dolphins wide receiver. If anyone were to possibly care about that,
you have to.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Who signed Greg Jennings?
The Miami Dolphins.
Good luck with that shit.
Aw, come on.
They need somebody to throw the ball to.
That dude shitty. The
best guy is Jarvis Landry.
You're shitty.
Greg Jennings is shitty.
You're shitty.
Like he talked all that shit about Aaron Rodgers. Look what happened to his career.
You're just mad that he criticized your boy.
You remember all that shit he talked about Aaron Rodgers?
How he wasn't a leader and all that, yeah.
Maybe he's not a leader, but I'm just saying.
Phil, come on now.
He's just the 12th best quarterback of all time.
Gay.
But seriously, Vikings.
The Vikings. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean,
another offensive lineman.
They could go lineman. They can go receiver.
They need secondary help, man.
They could go secondary. You think they go Trey Waynes here? I think Bucky Brooks gave them Trey Waynes.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's. I don't have no clue who the Vikings are taking, so I'll go with that.
This will be interesting to watch come draft day.
We got him with Trey Wayne.
All right, the Cleveland fucking Browns. Jesus.
Cleveland Browns.
Anything, pretty much.
They needed to take a receiver.
Yeah, they lost Josh. I mean, they signed Dwayne Bowe and Brian Hartline, but I don't think that's going to cut it.
Yeah, they got to draft a guy. Parker, I guess.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say, I think Devontae Parker goes here. I don't know if Markeem would agree.
That's fine.
And I say it pains me because I'm a fan. All right, the Saints, another team that needs defensive help.
They got team need. This NFL.com stupid. The number one team need is a quarterback. Get at it.
What?
Yeah, this is stupid. I don't know. I'm just using this as something to go by, but they're stupid.
Well,
unless they're going to trade away for Bruce. Yeah.
Tight end.
A tight end's not getting drafted this early.
I mean, I understand, but that's their biggest need.
Yes.
How the hell? Like, how did Jimmy Graham get traded and no one seemed to care? Like, do y'all not understand that this dude next to Gronkowski is the best in the game?
Well, he did kind of start slacking off a little bit though.
He was also hurt, but they got Max Unger and a first round pick. I think that's a lot.
That is a lot. But remember, no one even cared though. Like no one, like it happened and no one said anything about it. It's like the next day everyone moved on with their lives.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I think we should break our rule, and I think Shane Ray or Randy Gregory should go here. Because I'm just thinking about it, like secondary help. They have Keenan Lewis, who's very talented in the cornerback position. Obviously, they just got Max Unger, so their offensive line is going to improve a lot with him. Don't need a quarterback. They have a lot of receivers. They just drafted Brandon Cooks in the first round last year. They're not going to draft another receiver in the first round. They just signed Mark Ingram to $16 million. It's too early to take a tight end. So I think one of those defensive line, outside linebacker positions is the way to go. Jarris Byrd was injured all of last year. He's going to come back. So
I say Randy Gregory.
But before he got hurt, he was a disaster, though.
It was only one game.
It was still bad. It was awful.
I'm just saying, give him a chance. He was a Pro Bowl. He was an All-Pro level talent at one point.
Okay.
So you talking about?
Jarris
Byrd, yeah.
All-Pro level in a league that doesn't have many All-Pros at that position any goddamn way. It's okay. Okay.
Hey, there's a few All-Pros at the position, somewhat.
As strong safety? How many?
The Seahawks.
One.
Alrighty. But I think Dupree. I think Shane Ray or Randy Gregory.
I go with Gregory.
Boys.
Since Shane Ray just recently came out, more recent.
Markeem?
The weed. Yeah, let's go with Gregory.
How do you think he'll do in NOLA?
I mean,
don't go to Bourbon Street.
Exactly. Good stuff out there.
All right.
No, he'll help though. They need him. He feels the need.
He'll be good for them. He seems very. If you've talked to him, they did an interview with him on NFL.com after his suspension, and he does genuinely seem like a good guy. Like, you know.
So did Josh Gordon. Gordon.
Oh, wow. You remember the interviews with Josh Gordon at the time?
Yeah. You remember he was on First Take?
I do not remember, actually. I know he criticized Steve Smith in his article. That was great.
But he was being a baby. Like, bro, like you fucked up. Like, you fucked up. Stop trying to deflect blame. It's your fucking fault. Stop being a baby.
Alrighty, let's get to the Dolphins. I thought, what's his name? If Devontae Parker is available here, I think that's who they pick. They literally just cut their entire wide receiving core, and they got Greg Jennings, they got Kenny Stills, they have Jarvis Landry, but I still think this team will prefer to draft a wide receiver at this spot if they could. But he's not on the board. I think this team also would like a cornerback. I think Marcus Peters is very, very likely. I'm cautious about that, but if nothing else, he will not be the number one cornerback on the team. So, not as much will be asked of him. And I think another possible pick is Todd Gurley, actually. I think Todd Gurley has a decent shot to get drafted here. The Dolphins really love him. So I think it's Todd.
Everybody really loves him. No one loves that injury, though.
I think because of that, let me see. Actually, this is important. Was Marcus Peters a team captain for wait, why can't I get this right?
You're asking the wrong person, bro.
For Washington?
I know. Yeah. My bad. I'm gonna see if he's a team captain, and this matters actually because Dennis Hickey.
I know he wasn't that good. I know that.
Hey man, he's a good guy.
That's just strictly we need a corner pick right there. That's what that is.
Dennis Hickey absolutely loves picking team captains. So I think if either of these two are team captains, they will get chosen. I do not know if he is or isn't, and taking the time to research this is getting too much. But I think I
Do you think Peters will be taking over Collins though? Jalen Collins?
Yeah. I think Marcus Peters will probably be the second or third cornerback taken in this draft.
Who cares? They all suck.
I'll
Well, they don't all suck, but they're all not worth talking about.
I'll put Marcus Peters as the pick here. Although I would prefer my personal pick. I would take Brandon Scherf. And I want to, but he's not going to be.
He's not going to be there. If he's there, y'all get him. Hallelujah! But it's not going to happen.
And then my other pick would be a guard, but we can wait for the second round for that because there's no other like star guard that will be there. But yeah, Marcus Peters, I guess, would be my pick then. San Francisco 49ers. They had a lot of people retire last year.
Bryce Petty.
No.
Let's go straight up defense.
Jesus, Phil. Bryce Petty.
I'm calling it. Bryce Petty's getting picked in the first round. I'm calling it.
They
might go defensive tackle here.
Inside linebackers probably more likely.
They did lose linebackers. We just gave away Randy Gregory, and I mean, well, he was an inside linebacker, but I never asked you about the inside linebackers actually. So what you think? What's his name? Eric Kendricks could be picked here.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I think it's a very good spot for him.
He is good. Oh yeah, but yeah, he's good. Good tackler.
Eric Kendricks.
Yeah.
He has a little trouble against the pass, but I think a good coach can help him. He's a good tackler.
I think Eric Kendricks is a good slot.
And he's also a dude that does not give up on plays. Like he will chase a guy down, even if it's 30 yards down the field. Saves a lot of touchdowns. Type of dude you want.
The Dolphins also might take him. I'd be cool with that. Either way, I want an offensive lineman first and foremost. Then I want a linebacker. Then I want a cornerback. Then I want a receiver. So, but
as I said, y'all, anybody that we don't get to here, just follow me on Twitter, because
yeah,
as Kid knows and as Phil knows, every year I watch at least the first 3 rounds and
live tweet your thoughts.
Yeah.
All right, well, this should be easy because the next one is the Texans, and I think they're definitely going receiver here.
Son, Bryce Petty.
Do they have a choice?
I mean, they lost their best player of all time. They need
a quarterback.
They just lost their best player of all time.
But yeah, they're probably going receiver.
Phil, you bring up a good point, too, though. They
need a quarterback.
Hey, no, let's go to the conspiracy theory I've heard for 2 years, which is that, what's his name? Bill O'Brien is purposely waiting till Hackenberg comes
Christian
out.
Hackenberg?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Ugh.
You're not a fan.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan at all. Yeah.
He has more time to develop. Weren't you a fan when Bill O'Brien was there?
Yeah, I was.
Then when he goes back with Bill O'Brien, you'll be a fan again.
No, you talking about of him? No, I wasn't a fan. Was never a fan. Always thought he was more hype than what he actually is. 5-star recruit. They say he had all these intangibles. I don't see shit. I see a dude that is not really getting much better. He's a decent college QB that's not getting much better.
Anyways,
unless he has a quantum leap this year, that's the only way. The only way I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll buy that.
Well, the Texans.
I'll buy that for $1.
Well, the Texans.
I'd buy that for $1.
Well, the Texans aren't picking Christian Hackenberg here, but I do think receivers likely. So it'll be Jalen Strong, Nelson Aguilar, Brashad Perriman, whatever you think is more likely.
I'll go with Jalen Strong.
I might go Nelson. I might go Nelson Aguilar. I don't know what more King thinks.
That's the best receiver left, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people think he's going in the second round. Just depends on who you like right here. Whoever they like as the best receiver right here.
So just pick a name: Nelson Aguilar, or Brashad Perriman, or Jalen Strong.
My pick's Jalen.
My pick's Nelson.
I guess we'll go with Jalen. Who I think they will pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Jalen.
Okay.
Jalen Strong.
Now we got the San Diego Chargers, who just lost Ryan Matthews to the Eagles.
Running back.
Say it again.
Running back.
So Gurley has not been taken yet.
And that's who they're picking.
Nah, like Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon.
Well, you know what? You know what, Phil? Yeah. Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
Because of the
because
medicals.
of the injury. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Gordon's gonna be the
'cause
first
yeah.
off.
It'd be a mistake, but they'll do it. I wouldn't be surprised.
It won't be mistake.
No, is it that
Yeah, is it
big
really
of
a
a
mistake?
mistake?
It's not
though?
really-
You said Todd Gurley was a possible franchise changer.
Okay, and I said Melvin Gordon is also
Like a Frank
very,
Gore.
very
The
good.
Chargers will take a Frank Gore.
Like it's not like, oh damn, we totally fucked up. We took Jamarcus Russell. We could have had Andrew Luck. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying here. I'm saying it's okay. It'll be fine. No one's gonna, be that broken up about it.
All
It'll be
right.
fine.
The Chiefs, I know they got Jeremy Maclin, but you'd have to figure they'd still take a receiver, right? Like, or
I don't know.
I don't know. They don't throw to the receivers, so
they could take an offensive lineman. I mean, I don't know. Andy Reid, he drafted Danny Watkins in the first round a few years ago.
I think that's
Eric Fisher. What was that? Eric Fisher. was
Eric
last
Fisher,
year.
yeah, Eric Fisher as well. Their line still isn't that good. They just, they still need help there. So I think they take either, like,
offensive tackle
yeah, a tackle or a receiver.
or guard, I guess.
They had no touchdowns to wide receivers last year. I know they have Jeremy Maclin, but damn.
Yeah.
I don't. Phil, what you're saying tackle?
I'm saying tackle, yeah.
No, I guess that'd be La'el Collins.
Yeah, another idiot. Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
Does he play left tackle, or do we?
He plays both,
Well, they can move me. Yeah, they can move me.
Okay,
which was also a mistake, but whatever.
fine. We'll put La'el there.
You gotta be ambidextrous to play both. I'm not sure that he was. Whatever.
Now we got
Browns again.
the Browns again. Yes, we do. They could go defensive tackle here as well. They did lose what's his name. They lost Jabal Sheard to your Patriots.
Yeah, I hope he's good because I don't even watch it.
Danny Shelton and Malcolm Brown are still on the board.
I go with Shelton.
Yeah, I go with Shelton as well.
All right. I'll disagree with you guys.
It's Mike Pettin. Mike Pettin loves building up the D line. I feel like this makes sense. All right, your Eagles.
Hakeem's Eagles.
Yeah,
Don't give a shit.
really.
Wow.
Okay, I guess it's a good
Yeah.
forum for you to talk about this. All the things your Eagles have done this offseason. Are you happy? You mediocre? You,
What is there to be happy about?
I was about to say, is there anything to be happy about?
Like, is there
Y'all got
anything
DeMarco Murray.
We lost Jeremy. Think about the past 2 years. We lost Jeremy back. Sean Jackson was gone last year. Yeah, I mean, we lost LaShawn McCoy. We got DeMarco Murray, but a dude with a history of injuries.
and Ryan
Yeah, I mean-
Matthews. Ryan Matthews is good.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine, whatever. I can see that, whatever. We got Kiko Alonso, a dude who is very talented but puts up hollow numbers. The reason why I say that is because he missed all of last season, and the Bills' defense was fucking better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we got homeboy from Seattle, the worst member of the Legion of Boom, the one that everyone's gonna find out is not that good. He just happened to play opposite of one of the best corners of this generation. Whatever. Whatever. Like there's
Philadelphia is
nothing
where a
to be-
corner's going to die.
There's nothing to be excited about. There's absolutely nothing to be excited about. Like Sam Bradford's our quarterback. How long he gonna last? I give it 2 weeks.
And then you got Mark Sanchez.
Then we got Mark Sanchez, and then
Tim
Tim fucking
Tebow.
Tebow.
Tebow's going to do
Oh,
it.
that's
He's
right.
going to lead the Eagles to the playoffs, and I'm going to be like, Markeem, eat it.
I forgot that Tim Tebow was on your team.
Thank you, Chip Kelly.
Are-
You won't even say anything.
I mean, there's not y'all go ahead, have y'all fun. They're a joke. They're a joke. I know Chip Kelly has this plan to instill his thing, and okay, whatever. But this coming season, the Eagles are a joke.
Oh,
We'll probably be picking. We'll be picking towards the top of the draft next year.
I love the possibility of Sam Bradford being out for the year in preseason, and then it's a Mark Sanchez Tim Tebow battle for the quarterback.
Exactly, battle for the starting. My God,
They
man!
need to call Cleveland and try to trade for Connor, son.
Like DeMarco Murray carried the ball over 400 times last year. He's going to get hurt. He's DeMarco Murray. He always gets hurt. He was hurt last year, but they still was playing him. It was running him ragged because they knew they weren't going to re-sign him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They suck. They suck. It's nothing that offensive line still has problems. They're still never healthy. They're still gonna get hurt again. Mark Sanchez with a bad offensive line. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, okay.
Or excuse me, or Sam Bradford, however long he lasts.
So do you think they okay, let's
here's a stat for you. Over the last 3 seasons, my bad. Excuse me. Since 2010, they have 3 of the 5 worst quarterbacks in terms of total QBR on the roster.
3 of the 5 worst since 2010.
Yeah. Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Mark Sanchez, all on the roster.
Like, this is lower than, like, Chad Henne.
Yeah. Total QBR since 2010.
Maybe you should sign Blaine Gabbert.
And then let's just round it out. I think he's like one of the other 5 on the list. I know they have 3 of the 5. I know the top one is Tim Tebow. I think second is Mark Sanchez.
It has to be Blaine Gabbert and Jimmy Clausen. Would be my guess.
Something like that. Something like that. I saw it the other day on ESPN.
Damn.
So who do the Eagles take here?
Yeah, okay. Look, they want. All right. Look, we can reason this through. They lost Jeremy Maclin, so they could go receiver. They wanted to sign Devin McCourty. That would have gotten you excited. But instead, he resigned with the Patriots.
What?
So they could take Landon Collins. Or they could take a receiver. They could.
None of this excites me. Like Landon, I just told you, he's a safety that was too small to be a linebacker. Man.
All right, let's say Chip Kelly picks my boy Philip Dorsett to make the fan base happy again.
Okay, whatever.
Who they take?
Philip Dorsett.
What? Fine, kid. We'll go. Whatever. We'll go after.
Then he'll be branded as Macklin's replacement, and I know they like Jordan Matthews and Josh Huff, but
how do you let him walk? You have no other receiver.
All you guys did was
Andy Reid does not let that happen. Andy Reid in his heyday doesn't happen. That wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have just walked like that. It wouldn't have happened. He would came at him with some sort of dick. He tried to come at Terrell Owens, but
all you guys did was bitch about him being injured all the time.
But last year he was good.
Yeah.
Last year, like we had no one else. Like at that point, you have to just try and keep him. At that point, we had no one else. Not like we had anybody else.
Jordan Matthews has a bright future.
He does, but not next season.
It's okay, Markeem. It's all going to be okay.
Not with Sam Bradford or Mark Sanchez or Tim fucking Tebow throwing him the ball.
Fucking Tebow.
Oh.
You're gonna get.
Team's gonna be bad.
It's Chip Kelly. He's the genius. Remember?
He is a genius, but this is also the NFL. This ain't Oregon. You're not recruiting players. You need to have good players. This isn't college.
Trust the system.
No NFL team has ever won with bad players. There have been college teams to win bigger than it's supposed to with bad players. No NFL team has ever done that.
He's changing.
Barry Switzer had some OU teams that had no business winning anything, and he competed for national championships. It don't happen in the NFL.
How about Urban Meyer last year?
Exactly. Look at that team. In terms of talent, they did not have the most talent. They didn't. Won the national championship.
Look.
God, man.
Chip Kelly's rewriting the book week in and week out. He's a unique football coach. That's what Tim Tebow is all about. Get it?
I hear you.
Tim Tebow's rewriting the book week in and week out. He's a unique football player. That's what Tim Tebow's all about. I'm excited that Tim Tebow has a job again. This will be fun. All right.
He had a job. He had a job he was really good at.
He did.
Being an analyst for college football on ESPN. He was amazing at that.
Yeah, he knew his shit.
He was my second favorite dude on ESPN. I'm serious. He was. He was awesome.
And now he's your third quarterback. Well, fourth, I guess. Matt Barkley. Who knows?
No, I'd put him ahead of Barkley. I'm being serious.
There was a great.
Thank Lane Kiffin for that.
Still blaming Lane Kiffin for Matt Barkley's career.
He ruined his life. He ruined his life.
All right, let's move on.
In terms of skill, he was almost as good as Carson Palmer. Almost. Lane Kiffin shot that boy's confidence to hell. That's what happened. Congrats, Lane Kiffin.
Let's go into the Cincinnati Bengals. This is also a team that desperately needs pass rush. They were not able to generate any pressure towards the end of last year. So if you watch that Colts game, the reason your boy went off on them in the playoffs was because they could do nothing. And it was against that Colts offensive line.
Exactly.
So this could be where we drop down Shane Ray.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Phil, any thoughts on that?
One thing I'll say is this thing says their number one need is a place kicker. Oh, this NFL.com is cracking me up. Anyway.
Shane Ray. You cool with that?
Shane. Yeah, I'm cool with that, yeah.
All right, next we got the Steelers. They're definitely taking a cornerback.
They need a safety. They got to replace Troy
secondary. Secondary in general.
Phil, Ike Taylor also retired.
That's true. But who's bigger? Who's bigger? Really, we gonna go there?
So they'll take like Kevin Johnson, Brian Jones, or Landon Collins.
I got Landon Collins.
What amazing things to choose for. I guess Landon Collins, whatever. He's like Palomalu if he couldn't cover anybody.
Jesus.
This is just Marquise shooting on
Marquise just ripping on like a majority of the draft.
I like Landon.
I can't wait to see your tweets.
I like Landon Collins, but he's a hard worker, good elite tackler. He's just a safety. If he was a linebacker, he'd be like the first linebacker I'd take. To be honest.
Well, what about so they could so what? Landon Collins would be the pick then, I guess, instead of Brian Jones. Okay.
By the way, Troy Polamalu is the third best Steelers defensive player of all time.
Behind
Mean Joe Green and Jack Lambert.
Damn. Better than Bettis?
But Troy Polamalu
I said defensive player.
Troy Polamalu is not the best safety of the past 15 years, right?
That would be Ed Reed. But they also didn't Reed didn't no, they both played free safety. You're right. They both played free safety. Yeah, it's Reed.
All right, next we move on to
Reed might be the best ever. Maybe. I got to think about it.
Now we move on to the Detroit Lions. This team, obviously they lost Ndamukong Suh, but they got Haloti Ngata. I don't know if they want to count on him.
Woohoo!
Oh, who said that? Oh, because your boy.
No, I'm saying Haloti Ngata. Woohoo! Yeah, what an upgrade! Oh.
I mean, yes, no one is as good as Suh, but
hooray! We got a guy that's injured all the fucking time. Hooray! Oh, Jesus Christ. NFL GMs are dumb, man.
Markeem's in a mood today, man. I swear.
He's rare form.
Yeah, this is like bitter, nasty. Like
we talked about his Eagles, so now he's gonna be downhill ever since.
Yeah, the Eagles seems to be.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Eventually, we had to talk about him. So here we go.
Okay, look, the Lions could take. You think they take a defensive tackle here, like Malcolm Brown, just to at least have someone compete with Haloti Ngata since they lost Suh?
Yeah, Brown or Armstead.
Honestly though, yeah, that's a good pick for them because they can develop him into something special. Like he's a work in progress. He could be good. I'm serious. He could be good. He's just a work in progress.
So Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. Now we got the Arizona Cardinals. I want them to draft Todd Gurley. I mean, there's talks about them possibly drafting Adrian Peterson.
Look, if they're thinking about winning now, either you get Peterson, or you draft Todd Gurley, one or the other. If you want to win right now, you do that. So
Him and Ellington would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's late enough that I think Todd Gurley going here is reasonable.
All right, Todd Gurley.
Because behind that line, which is a damn good offensive line,
Jerry Jones is going to trade ahead of them so he can get him.
Now we move on to the Panthers.
That's probably why he let Murray walk like that. That's probably his scheme.
Yeah,
to
try to get AP. We shall see. It'll get really crazy when that stuff comes around.
Or Gurley, one of the two.
But now we move on to the Panthers. They need an offensive line help, and they need it badly.
Man, they need offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they need offensive line help more than anything, I think. Like they just drafted Kelvin Benjamin last year. They're not going to draft another receiver in the first round.
Oh no. Even though they need receivers, but
I think we already knocked off La'el Collins. We already knocked off Andres Pete. But I think, what is it, like DJ Humphries or Cedric Ogbuehi? Like, I think one of these two guys goes here.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Do you have any thoughts on either of those two? I know we didn't talk much about them.
Not much. Work in progress. Like, all these dudes in work in progress. I'll go more in depth on Twitter at a later date, but work in progress.
So Humphries or Ogbuehi? I don't even know. Who's slightly better?
Oh, shit. Let's go Humphries.
Okay.
Because I would say in terms of playing right now, he's a little better. A little bit.
Now we move on to the Baltimore Ravens, who very well might go wide receiver. They lost, what's his name? They lost Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith.
Yeah. To the Niners.
Oh yeah, they're so broken up about that too. I bet.
I know.
So broken up.
Continue your sniding sarcasm and like bitterness, like to all these stupid NFL general managers. Even though Ozzie Newsome deserves your respect.
Like he's a regular dude. I'm sure they're like fine, whatever.
All right, the Ravens though. We
They
already
draft what? Perlman.
Perman or what's his name? Nelson Algahar. I think Ozzie Newsome's smart enough. Yeah, I think Ozzie Newsome's smart enough to know
Get Aguilar.
Perman's ready.
Do not get that fool.
Perriman? I thought you just said he was. I thought you just said he was raw.
Yeah, a fool, a raw fool. That's what I said. I didn't say fool, but he's a fool too. A fool.
Now we got the Dallas Cowboys. This is a weird one because they need help on defense, but they need running back. But Melvin Gordon and Todd Gurley are already off the board. We could.
They probably could just wait and try to get Duke Johnson.
It's not no need for a running back here. Both of them are gone.
So they could go cornerback. They could go Jalen Collins.
They'll go corner.
Say it again.
They have a lot of corners on the team. I don't think they go at corner.
Maybe Armstead.
They could go Armstead. I mean, I know you said they needed pass rush, but we already got rid of Shane Ray and Randy Gregory and all the other guys.
There's nothing left. It's a wasteland.
So we go Arik Armstead?
I guess. That's the top one left.
There's no one else here, man.
All right.
Or Eddie Goldman. But, yeah. Broncos, they're definitely going offensive line.
Yeah, they're definitely going Bryce Petty.
Yep.
God damn it, Phil.
Bryce Petty. What's the deal with you and Bryce Petty?
I don't know. I just got it.
Brock Osweiler is their dude in waiting, man.
They said there's rumors Broncos drafting a quarterback, though. Not first round, of course. But
Well, that's just because Osweiler's contract's running up. They want to get a backup quarterback just in case Osweiler leaves.
Right.
Because if Peyton Manning plays in 2016, then Osweiler's contract will run up, and there ain't no way he's re-signing a contract just to sit behind Peyton Manning again. So
As well.
that boy wants to play. I don't know if you guys saw that video of when he was going to go into a game.
Oh,
But
he's like,
that's a classic.
that was great. That gift was great.
But yeah, I think they go either Cameron Irving or Jake Fisher or T.J. Clemmings or Hronis Grasu. I'm not sure which.
Well, we are in the wasteland. Let's go, homeboy from Oregon.
Hronis Grasu or Jake Fisher. Yeah, we'll go Grasu.
Grasu, you said? The
Yeah.
center?
Yeah. The Markeem thinks he's the best center in the draft.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Colts.
They need defense.
Well, they need offensive line help as well. They need a lot.
They need a lot.
They need a lot.
Well, I'd say defense is the most pressing thing, though.
Yeah, Andrew Luck can work with that offensive line.
Jonas Gray.
Jonas Gray.
Miami Dolphin. Former Miami
Like
Dolphin.
Garrett Blunt.
So I presume you think they need run defense.
Defense period, but yes, run defense, yes.
So we'd go tackle here, technically. So you're left with
Yes.
Eddie Goldman, maybe Eli Harold if you want another linebacker.
Jesus Christ.
How is Eli Harold, fellow Virginia standout?
Not Virginia that matters.
That's
but
true.
He's good though. I won't lie.
You could go.
I guess go with him. I guess go Harold, Eli Harold.
You'd go linebacker over tackle.
Yeah.
All right, Packers. They lost Tramon Williams, who famously gave up the what was it? It was the touchdown in Jermaine Kearse in overtime of the regular season.
Jesus.
You mean the playoffs?
Yeah.
Championship game.
Yeah. He plays for the Browns now or something. So I think cornerback here is likely. So I think Byron Jones is definitely going in the first round, and we haven't drafted him anywhere else. I know you hate this cornerback class, Marquine, but we haven't taken a cornerback since the Dolphins took one.
Whatever. Okay.
Literally, the last cornerback we drafted.
I hate the entire secondary class. Like all these dudes, man. They do nothing for me.
So they took Jalen Collins.
Did we already give someone Jalen? It's Jalen. I think Byron Jones is going to get drafted ahead of Jalen Collins because of the athletic stuff that he has.
He got hurt though, didn't he?
Yeah, but Phil. They said he had the most athletic combine performance of all time.
Hey, I'll go with you. You say Byron now.
Yeah, and Jamarcus Russell had the best pro day a quarterback's ever had. That means nothing to me.
Well,
I don't care what you do in a t-shirt and shorts. Like I don't care what you do there. I don't care.
So Byron Jones.
Like a bum.
Okay, well then you want me to put Jalen Collins in here? Like I don't know what you want me to do.
Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Byron Jones is fine. That's fine.
Now we go to the Saints. I think they draft a tight end here.
Yeah, I was about to say I think they go tight end here too. What was the guy you all talking about earlier? Nick O'Leary?
No, he won't go here. They'll either take Max Williams from Minnesota or my boy. I think my boy, given that Jimmy Graham,
he's a better receiver. He can catch.
And Jimmy Graham came from the University of Miami, so you know.
So what? You just wanted to say that on
Jimmy Graham went to
video.
Miami. I didn't even know that.
Yes, he did nothing at Miami, but he went to Miami.
He just wanted to say that on video. That's all.
I mean, I figured people knew that. Best tight end producing school of all time. What was I going to say, Phil?
What an odd accomplishment. What an odd and obscure accomplishment.
Oh, yeah. They also arguably also the greatest running back and wide receiver producing school of all time, too. Okay. Quiet.
This motherfucker.
The running backs they've produced, Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Lamar Miller.
Hurt all the time. And who else you say?
I said Lamar Miller.
Average.
Average? Fuck you.
Average.
Lamar Miller was pretty
That's not true.
That is true.
You say Edgerrin
James.
Hurt all the time.
Frank fucking Gore.
Okay. I give you that one.
Yeah. Shut
You
up.
got one.
One.
No. Portis was great for like 4 years. McGahee was good for a while. Edgerrin James was elite when he actually played, and then he went to Arizona and disappeared.
Frank fucking Gore.
And Frank Gore is probably had the best career, I would say.
Frank
But
Gore.
I'll say this though, Edge is one of the most underrated college running backs ever.
Really?
I'll say that. Like my God, was he amazing? Fuck him, but he was amazing.
But I'm going to go out and say the New Orleans Saints are going to draft a tight end. I think that they go either Max Williams or Clive Walford. Not just being biased, I truly think because Clive Walford showed much more receiving potential at UM than Max Williams did. And
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So I think my boy Clive has a shot at getting the first round.
I'll go with that.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Now we go to Phil.
Now they're the Super Bowl champion Patriots for 32. Woo with the 4.
Sons of bitches.
They need to take someone a defensive tackle. We need a defensive line or a
I
corner.
need a
But
corner.
you said corners suck. I'd rather take defensive line.
Well, yeah, that'd be bad.
I don't know who the best defensive lineman is there, but
Fuck, who's left?
Who's left, kid?
Eddie Coleman, Phillips, Michael Bennett.
Is Eddie Goldman still there? They took what's his name? They took Dominic Easley from UF last year. Eddie Goldman from FSU. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I guess so. Jesus.
Now, I want to do what we did last year, which is picking 33 and 34. We don't have to give a shit about the team need. This can just be more specifically, this can just be more specifically the first 2 out. The best 2 players in the draft who have not been drafted yet and will get picked. Like, it's essentially a sign of us saying these 2 guys are good, but they're not quite going to be in the first round. If y'all feel me. It's the Titan, and it's the Titans and the Bucks who have like 20,000 needs, so it doesn't matter.
Did the Patriots take Eddie Goldman? Is that y'all have?
Yeah.
Right.
I put Eddie Goldman in there.
All right, so who's left that we have not said?
Okay, so I will go. I will tell you the best player left at each position, and you tell me what the best overall player is. All right.
Okay.
So at running back, the best player left that we have not taken is Tevin Coleman or Duke Johnson. At tight end,
he had to throw Duke Johnson. No, Tevin Coleman. Go ahead.
Yes, Tevin Coleman.
Not for real. Or Duke Johnson. For real.
Actually, it'll probably be one of these guys. We also have Brashad Perriman, who we have not given a spot to yet.
Dumbass.
Brashad Perriman or Devin Smith at the wide receiver position.
Devin Smith. That's one of my picks already.
Well, Devin Smith would go to the Titans over the Buccaneers since the Buccaneers have Mike Evans. So you want to just give Devin Smith to the Titans?
Yeah.
Remember, this isn't who you think is better. This is who you think the Titans will pick. You think they'll pick Devin Smith over Brashad Perriman?
Yeah. He's not as raw as that fool.
All right. So then for Buccaneers, Tevin Coleman still available. Max Williams, an option as well. Then we also have Cameron Irving, who we have not given a spot to yet. Then for offensive tackle, Cameron Irving for center. For offensive tackle, there's Eric Flowers, my boy. And the Bucs actually really badly need offensive line help.
There you go. Let's go with that.
Jameis Winston playing behind Eric Flowers. Damn.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
But he needs it. I mean, the Bucs had one of the worst O-lines ever last year. And you were just saying how Jameis Winston struggled in college under the FSU O-line, which might have been better than Tampa Bay's O-line.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
You know what I mean.
These still NFL players. I don't know about that.
So there we have it. Devin Smith and Eric Flowers. In terms of defensive tackle, I believe we got all the top guys. We had Malcolm Brown, we got Danny Shelton, we got Leonard Williams, we got Eddie Goldman. We didn't get Jordan Phillips, but I don't have a strong enough opinion on him. And we got Armstead, Randy Gregory, Shane Ray, Bud Dupree, all the important guys. The illustrious cornerback class, which you hate. Jalen Collins.
It's not good. It's not good.
Jalen Collins and Ronald Darby, I guess, are the two. And your boy Kevin Johnson. Those are the main ones, I guess, that are not available yet. And then we sent Aaron Kendricks. Yeah, we got Aaron Kendricks to the 49ers. Benardrick McKinney. He's another one that gets a lot of hype. I guess him's one that matters. Do you have any opinion on him quickly before we head out?
He can play, too. He can play. He's good.
Alrighty, that includes our first draft. In order, Jameis, Marcus, Dante Fowler, Amari Cooper, Leonard Williams, Kevin White, Vic Beasley, Bud Dupree, Brandon Scherf, Andres Beat, Trey Waynes, Devontae Parker, Randy Gregory, Marcus Peters, Eric Kendricks, Jalen Strong, Melvin Gordon, Lyle Collins, Danny Shelton, Philip Dorsett, Shane Ray, Landon Collins, Malcolm Brown, Todd Gurley, DJ Humphries, Nelson Aguilar, Arik Armstead, Hronis Grasu, Eli Harold, Byron Jones, Clive Walford, Eddie Goldman, Devin Smith, Eric Flowers. In Markeem's opinion, a lot of mediocre talent based on his lackluster. Would you at least say this, based on your criticisms of the top players, that the draft has depth but not necessarily top-level talent?
I think a lot of these dudes are works in progress. I don't think they're all going to be terrible. I just think they all need work. Almost every single person, minus Leonard Williams, Amari Cooper, and Todd Gurley, and Brandon Scherf. Well, he's going to be out of position next year, so he's going to struggle. But
so Todd Gurley, Amari Cooper, and Leonard Williams.
Yeah, everyone else needs work.
But you did say from a talent perspective that Vic Beasley, not my bad. From a talent perspective, Randy Gregory and Shane Ray more so have potential.
Oh yeah. They'll contribute too. But I don't think they're finished products either.
Damn.
I think the rest of these dudes need a lot of work. Oh, and homeboy, the other tackle, big guy from Washington.
Oh, Danny Shelton.
Yeah, Danny Shelton. He's ready to go right now too.
Damn, that was Markeem. Ever since we talked about the Eagles, we just kind of killed Markeem's spirit.
No, man. Hey. The bottom half of this draft, man. These are all guys that just something is horribly wrong with.
Well, not Todd Gurley. Well, I mean, unless you consider injuries.
Yeah, well, that's his injury is what's horribly wrong with him.
Yeah. No, this is fair. I'm excited, but this was fun. Honestly, it was great to be back with you guys. I'm Markeem. Follow him on Twitter.
Get this up fast.
I will.
The draft is on Thursday.
I will.
Yes, this has to be up fast.
I will. This will be easy to edit. But essentially, Markeem, follow Nightmare Ball at Nightmare Ball 1 on Thursday. He'll give you a lot of his scything, day-by-day analysis on a lot of these players.
At least the first 3 rounds, because my God, I don't want to watch this whole thing.
But it should be a lot of fun, and hope we all enjoyed it. With that, we are all out. Thank you all for listening. Bye.
Later.